Go interactive with X-Ray, where we bring trading experts to you live in the platform. Choose sessions, watch live market analysis, and catch up on your favorite market insights anytime. Ask questions and go one-to-one with leading experts on gold, oil, FX, crypto, indices, and equities. X-Ray, your very own analysis team, right at your fingertips. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
What's happening, people? Good morning, America, and welcome everyone to our live stream. My name is Andrew, and for the last 10 years, I've worked in many retail and institutional brokerages in Europe. Follow me in this amazing journey and find out the hidden corners of Forex trading. Learn what most Forex brokers don't want you to know and get rewarded for learning. We are proud to announce that starting today, guys, we are broadcasting live every day on our new YouTube channel. You can find the link in the description down below. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, and support us in delivering more great content. This show is proudly sponsored by Forex and Markets.com. Stay tuned for a great round of market talks with my guest for today, Neil Wilson, Chief Market Analyst at Markets.com. U.S. markets open, coming up. And we are back. Very good morning, America. Here is what is happening in the markets today, 23rd of November, 2020. The euro and the pound rallied today on news that UK and France start easing off the lockdown measures. A bit of positivity was given in the markets also by the manufacturing data that came out this morning in the Eurozone, and that wasn't as bad as economists had predicted. The numbers, though, came out in red. However, they came out better than expected. In other news, AstraZeneca announced this morning that their vaccine is up to 90% effective, and the company will now immediately prepare a regulatory submission of the data to authorities around the world that have a framework in place for conditional or early approval. U.S. stock markets seem set for higher open today, amid the prospect of an end in sight to uncertainty over the election and incremental good news on the vaccine front. Bitcoin's rally slows down with the cryptocurrency taking a break at 18,500. This is what's happening in the markets, guys. We're going to have Neil Wilson joining us shortly as soon as I go over the top 5 things to know in the markets today. So, this being said, guys, let's have a quick look at the top 5 things to know in the markets today. And then we're going to invite my guest for a new round of market talks. Dollar slides as vaccine news boost optimism is the number one news on the board today. The US dollar fell and risk assets rose around the globe on more positive news about the development of vaccines to treat COVID-19. AstraZeneca said its drug developed with the University of Oxford had proven up to 90% effective in a large-scale trial. It will now immediately prepare regulatory submission of the data to authorities around the world that have a framework in place for conditional or early approval. The Astra-Oxford drug accounts for 40% of all agreed COVID-19 vaccine sales agreed so far to lower-end middle-income countries, according to Bloomberg. Hence, a positive reaction in many emerging market currencies in early trade today. The South African rand and the Russian ruble and the Mexican peso, guys, all gained 0.5% or more. Elsewhere, over the weekend, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration gave emergency use authorization to Regeneron's experimental COVID-19 drug. Wow, more vaccines coming in place, guys. More good news. Hopefully, it's going to happen rather sooner than later. Let's have a quick look at number 2 on the board, guys. Pennsylvania throws out Trump's suit. Not a good news, but it was expected. A federal judge in Pennsylvania threw out a lawsuit filed by President Donald Trump's lawyers that aimed to overturn the result of the election, removing the last major obstacle to Joe Biden being declared the official victory. Judge Matthew Brann ruled that the Trump team had presented strained legal arguments without merit and speculative accusations, unpled in the operative complaint and unsupported by evidence. Wow. Trump, who skipped the G20 meeting of world leaders on the global pandemic response to go golfing at the weekend. That's so Donald Trump. He never stops to surprise us. Was still repeating the essence of those arguments in tweets late on Sunday. President-elect Joe Biden is repeatedly due to start naming appointees to key administration positions this week, with reports suggesting that he will tap Anthony Blinken to the Secretary of State. Blinken had served as Deputy Secretary of State between 2015 and 2016. Right. Now, guys, if you have questions, if you're struggling with anything, let us know, guys. Type your comments, type your questions, let us know, and that's the only way we can help. Moving on to number 3 on the board, guys. U.S. stocks set to open higher today. U.S. stock markets are set to open higher, amid the prospect of an end in sight to uncertainty over the election and the incremental good news on the vaccine front. By 6:18 a.m. Eastern Time, Dow Jones futures were up 200 points or 0.7%, while the S&P 500 futures were up 0.6%, and Nasdaq futures were also up 0.3%. Stocks likely to be in focus later include casino stocks after Nevada Governor Steve Sisolak cut the maximum capacity utilization at casinos in the state to 25% from 50% in an attempt to slow the spread of the COVID virus. Also in focus could be cruise lines after the Center of Disease Control raised its warnings against cruises to the highest on its scale. Wow. Number 4 on the board, guys. France and UK start to relax lockdowns as PMIs fall. Europe's economy contracted in November for the first time in 5 months under the pressure of lockdown restrictions. Preliminary purchasing managers indices from IHS Market presented a broadly weak picture, with the composite Eurozone PMI falling to 46.1 from the 50 in October. French manufacturing and German services both fell by more than expected as well. In more positive news, France announced it would reopen non-essential stores ahead of Christmas in response to a sharp drop in new infections of COVID-19, while the UK is likewise expected to announce later today that some lockdown measures will be relaxed as of December 1st. Wow, okay, there's still a week to go, guys. Still a week to go. And number 5, the last but not the least, guys. Oil rises as Yemeni rebels claim Saudi strike. Crude oil prices hit their highest levels since August overnight after reports of a military strike by Yemeni Houthi rebels against the Saudi Arabian oil storage and distribution center. Saudi Aramco, the facility's owner, has not confirmed any attack, which is an echo of more serious attack on its facilities last year. The strike coincided with the news that Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman had met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, the first known meeting between Saudi and Israeli heads of government. By 6:18 a.m. Eastern Time, U.S. crude futures were up 0.4% at 42.82 a barrel, while the Brent crude futures were up 0.5% at 45.59 a barrel. Wow, okay. So we have quite a few headlines today. Obviously, the most important one so far seems to be the AstraZeneca, the third vaccine that should be released anytime soon now. Right, now it's time to welcome my guest for today, guys. We're taking a 30 seconds break and we're coming back live with my guest for today, with Neil Wilson, Chief Market Analyst at Markets.com. Stay tuned. We're coming back live in 30 seconds.
Discover how some of the top executives are trading their own companies with our Insider Trades tool. See who's been buying or selling stock and what their trades say about insider sentiment. Use this unique big data tool to make more informed stock trades.
Something.
Keep your finger on the market pulse with the News Alerts tool. Stay up to date on the latest sentiment across all the major asset classes. Uncover bullish or bearish signals tied to specific assets that could be developing before major price moves, and track how news sentiment correlated with price in the past. Track the news volume on an asset, its fear index, and get a better feel for its underlying strength. All with News Alerts, your central hub for market information. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
All right, guys, and we're back. It's Monday, so things don't work as expected. We are back with my guest for today, guys, from the heart of London financial sector, the man, the legend, Neil Wilson. Good afternoon, Neil. How are you, man?
Afternoon. Yeah, I'm very well, thanks. How are you?
Good. It's Monday, as I said, and I'm trying to figure out how I feel exactly, but overall, good, positive, lots of things going on. How is the situation in London, Neil? We saw UK and France often lockdown measures. What is the situation in London right now? Are people a bit more positive?
Yeah, I think so. I think the vaccine news that we got this morning from AstraZeneca is obviously a big positive. It's within the sort of where we'd like it to be, and I think with that particular vaccine, it's obviously going to be a lot cheaper and easier to roll out globally, and much easier to scale than the Pfizer or the Moderna vaccine. So it's good. So that's good news. I think it seems to be every Monday now. The last 3 Mondays we've had positive vaccine news. So it's Vaccine Monday again, and that's good for risk appetite. I think you saw oil pop a bit on that after it rallied overnight a bit as well after that. I think that attack in Yemen on a Saudi Aramco facility in Jeddah might have had an influence on prices overnight, and then we got this vaccine news that's a bit more positive again. And I think, Brexit as well, we're looking at potentially some positive, inching towards a deal maybe in the next few days. And then, we're exiting lockdown here on December 2nd. The tiering system's going to be a bit complicated again, but it looks like things are moving in the right direction.
Right. It was only last week, wasn't it, when we were talking about good things that might happen to the pound in the near future. And the news that came in this morning was that EU and UK are optimistic on a potential Brexit deal. I said I'm not going to talk about it until the deal is signed and stamped. I know, but our viewers need this information. How close are we to a deal? Do you have any updates on the news?
Well, so over the weekend we got reports from Sky News saying that the EU think they're 95% there, but that sounds very positive, promising, but of course that's really where we've been for some weeks now. I think the sort of 3 outstanding areas remain in place. So I think that it's hard to say exactly, but I think that the sort of noises that we're getting, I think we're moving in that direction. Cable's certainly reflective of that today, although a lot of dollar weakness out there today. We've got the dollar index and really at make or break levels at 92. Just tested 92 there and just come off it a wee bit. I think 91.70 is the recent low, but that sort of level that we're at now is make or break time for the dollar. So we'll wait and see. That's obviously going to have a big influence on cable. So you might want to be looking at a more direct Brexit type trade might be around Euro GBP. That might offer some avenues as well for traders. But yeah, I think Brexit we're probably going to get a deal. I think it's in both sides' interest to do that, and I think the news at the moment is suggesting that we're getting there. But then you wouldn't want to bet your house on it. It's there's always something that can go wrong at the last minute.
True. However, I am pleased. I'm very happy to see the progress. Guess what? Our interview last week had the most number of views ever. And I think some people that really have access to the markets had a look at it as well from UK, and there we go. Today we see the big news. They might agree on a Brexit, on an exit strategy. Now, what should we expect from the markets this week, Neil? Is there a sign of markets calming down and choosing a direction, or still not yet? I saw gold going down today, big time.
Yeah, I think that's probably vaccine related. The sort of havens are maybe being offered a little bit, risk assets being bid up a bit, cyclical value kind of areas of the market being bid up a bit. I think at the moment we're still in this consolidation range. 3550 on S&P, sort of 63 to 6400 on the FTSE. We've had the big ramp. We've got the big ramp of the Pfizer news, another ramp, a little bit of a ramp anyway, of the Moderna news, and very little today from the AstraZeneca news.
It was the weakest one out of them all.
This consolidation range having risen quite sharply through November. Global indices up very, very strongly in November. Now sort of treading water, I think, to wait and see what sort of rollout we get on vaccines, whether the economy can pick up in the first quarter of next year, what sort of earnings projections are going to be for European and US equities.
Right, I'm with you. It's curious to see what's going to happen. Also, this week we're going to have the U.S. stock markets closed on Thursday and an early close on Friday due to Thanksgiving Day. I'm curious to see if after Thanksgiving, if after this weekend, the COVID cases will pick up, as it was. It's widely expected that Americans will not stay indoors for this holiday. Let's see. So far, it's all good on the European front. It seems that Europe is making a bit faster progress, or a bit more progress than US. So we expect a bit of positive news on the European indices and stocks this week. Now, what stocks, talking about stocks, should we keep an eye on this week? We saw AstraZeneca announcing that their vaccine is up to 70 to 90% effective. It's the weakest one out of all three of them. What are we looking at? Pharma stocks again this week and tech stocks?
Yeah, well, I was going to flag Astra because Astra sold off today on the news of its vaccine success, and I think that's a little bit because it's by and large what we were expecting, that they'd have an effective vaccine, and it's enjoyed a very good run this year. And it's also the fact that AstraZeneca won't make a profit on its vaccine, at least immediately. I think all the orders coming through at the moment will be all done at cost. But come July 2021, so not that far away, 7 months away, or so 8 months away, it will be able to, part of the contract clause, it's going to be able to start charging more for it. And I feel that probably it's a bit short-sighted to be selling AstraZeneca on this news. I think it's probably with this, that potentially having the most important vaccine of all, just because, as I said earlier, it's much easier to scale up the production, it's much easier to roll out, it's much easier to store, to get to third world countries and so on. And also although it's being billed as a 70% effective vaccine, in half of the trial, the one where they deliver half of the dose at the start and then the rest, the full dose after a month, in that particular scenario, it was 90% effective. So I think, there's probably more, maybe the market's being a little bit unkind to AstraZeneca this morning, today. So I think that's one to watch, because I think, it's obviously at the forefront of this battle against COVID, and demand for vaccines is going to be exceptionally high. So I think that's one to watch for Astra. And the other one is Cineworld. So that stock was up 20% today. So that's a good mover. You're trading on these sort of movements rather than, you're not investing necessarily for the long term, but you're trading on the movement. Then Cineworld was definitely a good one to be on today. There was a lot of speculation over the weekend about the future of the business and rescue financing and so on. And this morning we got the update that it secured $750 million of liquidity. So that basically sees it through the winter, gets it to sort of May next year, by which time you think vaccines are going to be being dispersed and the population's inoculated against COVID, and therefore cinemas can reopen. So there's a good one there on Cineworld. But that is one again where you'd feel that it's on the hook for the rollout of the vaccine, and therefore it could be volatile. We could see a bit more selling in that stock if vaccines don't come through quite as expected. But then we could see some more upside if the vaccine news is positive.
I'm with you. Yeah, I like what you said earlier on, that the markets weren't so excessively kind with AstraZeneca, but we can all see, we can all remember the rally that the markets had with Pfizer. Yeah, and with Moderna. And then we saw the meltdown in the markets that happened as soon as it started. Yeah, that's how fast it ended as well. So it makes a bit of sense that people look more into technical stuff right now after seeing the whipsaw that happened last week. Right, Bitcoin. What do you know? What do you know about Bitcoin today? I was looking at Bitcoin since this morning. It seems to be stopping around 18,500. No higher, no lower. Are we going to see the 20,000 level?
Well, I'd be surprised if we don't. I thought we might see it today. Actually, well, I said on Friday in the morning note that I sent to clients that I thought we might see it today. That's not happened so far. But you do, as I think we discussed last time, you see these drawdowns on Bitcoin. You see very, very rapid acceleration in the prices, and then you see the pullback. And the last couple of times been sort of 7% pullback. So we shouldn't be surprised if there's a bit of a pause at the moment, but yeah, there's some definite resistance shaping up, and you feel that if if it fails to break the resistance around that sort of $18,500 kind of level, if it fails a couple more times, and you start to look, back down to that sort of 16,600 level of support that might come into view.
It's funny because I saw Bitcoin creating higher lows and creating lower highs. It's that convergence area that usually we don't know what to do from there. But anyway, I lost the bottle of wine anyway. I'm going to have to ship the bottle of wine to George Agatangelu. It's his birthday today, by the way. Happy birthday, George, if you're watching. Yeah. So I lost a bottle of wine, but I'm going to make another bet that Bitcoin will reach 20,000 by the end of this week, and hopefully I break even. Right. Okay. Now, all eyes on the markets today. All eyes on Thanksgiving. Are we going to speak on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I mean, I guess the US markets will be closed, but there'll be plenty to talk about nonetheless, I would think.
That's the moment, that's the time, that's the momentum the European stocks and European currencies can take advantage of. When the US stock market is closed, the fact that the Americans can't counteract the movement, they can't defend themselves, let's say, on the buying and selling whip. So that's when European currencies and stocks probably will pick up. Right, Neil, thank you ever so much for being with us today. Neil Wilson, guys, I'll see you on Thursday, Neil. It's a date once again. Okay, take care. Now, guys, we had Neil Wilson from the heart of London financial sector with us. Quite interesting news, quite interesting market information. Let's do this. We take a short 30-second break, and we're coming back with the charts of the day and the signals of the day. What do you say? Are you up for it? All right, we're coming back live in 30 seconds with the charts of the day. Stay tuned.
Keep your finger on the market pulse with the News Alerts tool. Stay up to date on the latest sentiment across all the major asset classes. Uncover bullish or bearish signals tied to specific assets that could be developing before major price moves, and track how news sentiment correlated with price in the past. Track the news volume on an asset, its fear index, and get a better feel for its underlying strength. All with News Alerts, your central hub for market information. That's higher trading from MarketsX.
And we're back. As promised, guys, we are 15 minutes into the U.S. markets open. We're going to start analyzing the charts. Let's start with crude oil, guys. 42.77 this afternoon for crude oil. We saw a bit of a pullback. If you look there at the top, we saw a bit of a pullback from the highs today. Oil shed some of the gains it had overnight. RSI stochastic somewhere pointing downwards. They turned around from the overbought levels. Okay, oil is currently testing the 20 moving average. If the downward movement will continue, probably we're going to see it testing the 50 MA at 42.34. So about 40 pips, 40 points from the current market price. Let's see. That's at least as things stand right now. That's a possible direction considering the RSI and stochastic turned around. They're pointing downwards, and the price is testing the 20 MA. Let's move on to the euro, guys. The euro USD, the most traded currency pair in the world, which done very well today. Currently trading at 118.94. You can see the nice rally that the euro had today. It's currently pulling back slightly after a good rally. It's eyeing the 20 moving average by the looks of it at 118.82. RSI stochastic just turned around from the overbought levels. So this correction starts to make a bit more sense, at least from the technical aspect. Overall, we see what seems to be the start of an uptrend. Okay, we see this breakout there when the price came down and tested the 20 MA last week on the 19th. But since then, the euro keeps pushing higher, keeps creating higher highs and higher lows as well. The pound, again, very good movement towards the upside for the pound today. 133.71 for the pound as things stand right now. And just like the euro, it's turning around. It's slightly pulling back from the rally with the RSI and stochastic turning around. We might see the pound testing the 20 moving average at 133.41 or even lower at 133 flat, 133.06, somewhere in that region. What happens after that, only God knows. Let's have a quick look at USD JPY, guys, which clearly continued the downtrend today. It pushed a bit lower. It started recovering in the last hour or so, just ahead of the US Open. 103.81 for USD JPY. RSI stochastic turning around from the oversold levels, pointing upwards. There is a bit of hope that the US dollar might jump higher, let's say somewhere around the 104.11 or even the 104 flat. That's probably where traders will set their first take profit around that area. Yeah, just below the 200 MA, just in case the downtrend will continue. The Aussie dollar versus the US dollar, just like the European currencies, guys. Very good rally for the Aussie dollar today. This morning, it started turning around, though. It's currently testing the 50 MA at 0.7311. Let's see. RSI stochastic still pointing downwards. But overall, if you look from the technical point of view, guys, look at this. Does this look like an uptrend? Look at these higher highs and higher lows. Very nice candlestick formation for this uptrend on the Aussie dollar. So now, judging from the technical aspect, yeah, we might see the Aussie dollar testing the 50 MA somewhere there in that region, somewhere around the 0.7309 or 0.73 flat, if it's gonna surprise us with a fake breakout, and then it might turn around and push higher, guys. If that's the case, yeah, we're going to find out probably by tomorrow morning if the Aussie dollar decides to turn around. And if that's the case, probably traders will eye the 0.7343 level or somewhere in that region for long positions. Anyway, it's still early to tell. There you go. We're seeing a fake breakout as things stand right now. Once this candlestick closes, guys, then we're going to have an answer. Okay, either the price will turn around and then we know what we have to do, or the price will continue downwards to test that 200 MA at 0.7286. Yeah, it's only 20-30 points away from the current market price as things stand right now. Let's see what's going to happen. USD CAD, guys, there you go. What a beautiful range on the USD CAD. It made a bit of sense from the technical aspect for the US dollar to turn around somewhere here. Yeah, as this is the range of the asset. It's currently testing the 50 MA at 130.69. Okay, still trading below the 200 moving average. We might see it testing it very, very soon. The 200 MA is at 130.86 as things stand right now, about 17 points or 10 points above the current market price. There we go, guys. We see a bit of buying power on the US dollar 20 minutes into the US trading session. Let's have a quick look at the S&P and the Dow. S&P 500 and the Dow Jones, guys, we see a positive opening. There you go, that green engulfing candlestick that we see there. RSI stochastic trading at their lows, pointing upwards. So we might see them trading a bit higher. I was afraid that the S&P will come down and test the 200 MA, guys, on Friday, but so far so good. We're seeing a bit of a rebound on the US indices. Let's have a quick look at the US dollar index. Wow, okay, very good recovery on the US dollar index. 92.23 as things stand right now, trading just short of that 50 moving average, with the RSI and stochastic pointing sharply upwards. Now, we might see the US dollar trading as high as 92.55 today, guys. That's where the 200 MA is. Don't be surprised if it happens, but look what happened in the past when the US dollar tested the 200 MA. Yeah, it went all the way up there, and then the price turned around and it started dropping slowly. So keep that in mind. We're going to have a look at the signals in a minute to see what analysts at investing.com have to say about the markets today. It's only Monday, guys. Now, gold futures. Wow, what a sharp drop in gold futures. It is breaking my heart when I see gold trading so low. 1852.54 gold. 1852.40 as things stand right now. What a big push. RSI stochastic turned around, pushing lower. Gold is still battling with the support level, guys, which we see here at 1848. Okay, the price is going well above the support level at 1848, currently trading at 1845. We might see a false breakout. However, I'm not sure if the downward movement will continue like this. Let's have a quick look on a daily chart and see how low gold futures could go. There you go. We have an eye on that 200 moving average at 1814, guys. Unbelievable. 1814 is where the 200 MA is, and as things stand right now, I think that's where we're going to see gold heading to if it keeps dropping below the 50 MA, the same 50 MA we see here on wow, okay. Unless it's going to start correcting now, probably we're going to see trading lower, testing that 200 MA, guys. But we're going to have a look at some trading signals in a minute. Right, Brent oil or UK oil or European oil, just like crude oil, it's giving back some of the gains. It's still well supported. We can see the candlesticks, the formation consolidating above that 20 moving average, 45.66 for Brent oil futures right now. Let's see what's going to happen. The market's still undecided. The RSI stochastic are in the very close to the overbought levels to the upside and are kind of pointing downwards. So let's see. We might see a bit of a pullback today to the 50 MA towards the 44.96 for Brent oil futures. Yeah, unless it's going to surprise us with a slingshot effect. Quick look at Bitcoin, guys, which is gaining a bit. Right, $18,617 for the Bitcoin as things stand right now. Right, Bitcoin took a break. It's normal, guys, to take a break time to time. We see those higher highs that I was telling you about, and we also see the higher lows. Okay, so there is potential for the Bitcoin to reach the 20,000 mark. We're only $1,500, $1,400 away from that. One snooze of the market, and we could see that happening by tomorrow or the day after. Ethereum, guys, what an amazing rally on Ethereum. $605.41 for Ethereum right now. Remember, guys, last week we had Ethereum trading somewhere around what was it? $450, 451, 440, somewhere there. Look at this amazing rally. $606.01 for Ethereum right now. Let's have a quick look at some trading signals, guys, and see how the analysts see the markets half an hour into the US trading session. All right, there's that correction I was telling you about. Euro USD and GBP USD. Strong sell on 5 minutes and 15 minutes charts. After the entire day, they traded higher. USD JPY, guys, which was in a strong sell this morning, is in a strong buy right now on 3 time frames. The daily still remains a strong sell. USD CHF, again, strong buy on a 5 minute and a 15-minute chart. The daily still remains a strong sell. So it's probably a tiny correction. Now, basically, America is fighting back after the markets open. After the entire day, we saw the euro and the pound trading higher. Now, AUD USD, we see a strong sell on the first 3 time frames, guys. The daily remains a strong buy. Euro GBP, strong sell on the euro on all 4 time frames versus the pound. which is interesting. USD CAD, again, strong buy on a 5-minute and a 15-minute chart. After the entire day, USD CAD was stuck in a strong sell. Now, towards the bottom of the chart, we're looking at Euro, JPY, strong buy positions on 3 time frames. Euro, CHF, strong buy on a 5-minute chart, 15 minutes and hourly remain neutral, and the daily still remains a strong buy. And the pound, strong buy on all 4 time frames versus the JPY and the CHF. Very good day for the pound, guys. We started the week strong with the pound. Go the pound. Now, let's have a quick look at commodities, guys. Maybe we get a clear indication on the direction of the dollar if we look at commodities. There we go. Come on, guys. Give us the gold. Give us the silver. What's going on? Right. Gold and silver, guys, no good news under the sun. We see 4 strong sell signals on all 4 time frames. So gold and silver are expected to drop, at least as things stand right now. Copper entered a strong sell on 5 minutes and 15 minutes. The daily remains a strong buy, but again, let's see how these two go first. Crude oil WTI and Brent oil, guys, sell on crude oil WTI on a 5 minute and 15 minutes, and hourly and daily remain a strong buy. Same happens with Brent oil. Strong sell on a 5-minute chart. Hourly and daily remain a strong buy. So not really clear. US wheat, guys, which was pushing higher today. It opened this morning with strong buy positions. Now is a bit neutral. We see strong buy on 15 minutes and hourly, but the 5 minutes and the daily, guys, are neutral. So we don't know exactly what's going to happen. Let's have a look at stocks, guys. Let's have a quick look at stocks and see what is happening today. Right. Strong buy on ExxonMobil, guys. Strong buy on all 4 time frames. BHP Group, strong buy on all 4 time frames. We see Microsoft with a very shy buy position on a 5-minute chart, and then with 3 sell positions, 15 minutes hourly and daily. Apple open to the downside. Strong sell on the Apple today. Right, Procter & Gamble, strong buy on 2 time frames. HSBC, strong buy on 2 time frames. General Electric, strong buy on all 4 time frames. Alphabet, guys, DX Google, sell and strong sell. Wow. Now, what's doing well? Let's see what's doing well. I want 4 of a kind. Right, IBM, strong buy on all 4 time frames. Bank of America, strong buy on all 4 time frames. Deutsche Bank, strong buy on all 4 time frames. And Royal Dutch Shell, A, strong buy on all 4 time frames. Santander, again, is doing really well. We see a strong buy, and Nestle, guys, is not doing so well. We see a strong sell on all 4 time frames. Wow. Right. What a week, guys. What an opening. So the American stocks got a bit of a boost today on positive news about the 3rd COVID vaccine. The bad news, though, stimulus measures still cannot be seen or heard of anywhere. Let's see what's going to happen. This was it for today, guys. It's only Monday. Remember, you have another 4.5 trading days ahead of you. It's not all about Monday. Have a look at the charts. Have a look at the signals. See what the markets will do today. And then you can plan your entry somewhere later on today, or why not, tomorrow morning. Talking about tomorrow morning, guys, join me tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock GMT plus 2 for the European markets open. Until then, remember to trade responsibly and may all your trades be in the money.